Hey friend. Hey, what's up street gods? There, Kim from there, Kim Street Photography God. So I'm gonna give you guys some practical social media tips on how to get more followers on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. So this is all meant to be tongue-in-cheek. And these are actually unfortunately real strategies that a lot of people do, which actually do in fact work, but whether or not they're ethical or whether you want to do it or not is up to you. So strategy number one to get more followers: follow a bunch of people and hope that they're gonna follow you back. So the strategy is, okay, so let's say you start Instagram and you have 0 followers. How do you get any followers? Obviously the first thing to do is follow all of your Facebook friends, because Facebook owns Instagram, and let's say you auto follow 200 of your friends. Then maybe let's say 50 of your friends or 30 of your friends might follow you back. It's like, sweet, I got some followers. And so there's this weird thing in sociology and life. It's reciprocity, which means if you follow somebody, your friend, and let's say they have a social connection with you, they're gonna feel some sort of obligation to follow you back. Because if you follow your friend and they don't follow you back, it's like, dude, what the fuck, I thought we were friends, blah, blah, right? So I did this in the early days of Twitter. Remember when Twitter was a thing? So I'm like, I have 0 followers. I'm like, how am I gonna get followers? My goal is to have 1,000 followers, right? So I essentially just found a bunch of people that I was interested in and just started following a ton of people. But the problem is, so let's say you're following 10,000 people and only 500 people are following you back. You're gonna look like a spammer. You're gonna look like somebody who's just spamming people for follows. So what you do is you follow, like, let's say 10,000 people, and let's say, I don't know, 500 people follow you back. Then you wait a few days or wait a week, and then you unfollow the people who haven't followed you back. And so therefore, let's say your numbers now look like 500 people are following you, but you're only following 200 people. So it's all about the ratio. For those of you guys who used to play Counter-Strike, it wasn't necessarily about how many kills you got. It's more about your kill to death ratio, which means I killed 10 people and only 2 people killed me. That's a 5-to-1 ratio, I think. And which means that you look legit. So yeah, tip 1 in social media: follow a bunch of people, and if they don't follow you after a few days, unfollow them. The other tip to get more followers is to like a bunch of photos of other people and leave comments. So the more people's photos you like and the more comments you leave, the more likely the person is to see who you are, and therefore, might be interested in following you back, and therefore click your profile and like your stuff too. And I mean, all these strategies could be used for good or evil, whatever, but if you do genuinely leave really good constructive feedback or comments to a photographer on Instagram or social media, they're going to be more likely to follow you because they like having that feedback from you. So like even a pro tip, and this would actually be a good idea, is let's say you find a photographer on Instagram you really like and you want them to follow you back or whatever, or just get to know who you are. Leave at least a 4-sentence comment giving them constructive criticism or feedback, saying, hey, X, Y, and Z is what I love about your frame. Maybe as a suggestion I might frame this photo differently or look for different colors, and do it in a non-patronizing way and say, oh, this is just my 2 cents, you can take it or leave it. And therefore people appreciate that, because most people are just like, nah, it's cool, and just like emoticons. And so as a practical social media strategy, I would actually say, it doesn't necessarily matter how many followers you have, it's more the quality of your followers. So for example, I don't know, if Daido Moriyama or Bruce Gilden or Cindy Wynn followed you on Instagram, to me that would be much more valuable than having 1,000 random bots or strangers or folks following you. So like, even back in the day, if street photographers I admire, like Charlie Kirk or Dirty Harry or Josh White, if one of them liked my photo or left me a comment, that'd be worth more than 100 strangers leaving me a meaningless comment. So really guys, the reason I'm trying to make this video is I'm trying to encourage you that it really doesn't matter how many followers you have, it's more the quality of your followers. Kevin Kelly, this technologist, he has a great piece called 1,000 True Fans. And his theory is, if you're trying to make your passion a living, try to get 1,000 real fans. And a real fan is somebody who would actually pay money to attend your workshop or to buy your product, buy your prints, whatever. And so don't just spam the shit out of people just trying to hope to get more followers. Just try to increase the quality of whatever you do. And just don't get discouraged if you don't get that many followers. I mean, consider you could be like a Vivian Meyer and be an amazing photographer, but if you don't have the marketing skills or the prowess, you're not going to achieve fame. And you could do all the right strategies. You could do all the right strategies you're told on social media. You could, you know, spend 5 hours a day on Instagram trying to build up your follower base, whatever. You could make great photos and you can still not become successful. And that's a sad truth, and the bitter pill of the reality is that a lot of people who are great often don't succeed. But that's okay. I mean, ultimately, why are you shooting photos and for whom are you shooting them for? Ultimately, it took me a long time for me to achieve this zen-like state of like, I don't give a fuck what other people think about my photos. I only give a big fuck about what I think about my photos. And that's the ultimate way to achieve true joy and happiness and creativity and innovation in photography. Care more about what you think about your own photos than other people. So yeah, if you guys want to learn more about social media and marketing and whatever, include some links in the bio below, or just Google Eric Kim Start Here and you can check out some of my free articles. All right, peace out guys.